name is Father John Ambe, priest of the Archdiocese of Bamenda. Currently, I'm involved with preparations for the celebration of the centenary of the evangelization of the Archdiocese of Bamenda. Effectively, what I mean is that soon it will be 100 years since the first Catholic missionaries came to what is now the Archdiocese of Bamenda, the territory which is the Archdiocese of Bamenda. So since we have this 100 years coming back, it's a landmark in the history of the Catholic Church in our Archdiocese. So we are making preparations to celebrate that event in a very big way. I mean, obviously, it involves the whole of the Archdiocese of Bamenda, all the Christians, under the leadership of the Archbishop of Bamenda, the Most Reverend Cornelius Fontem Eswa, and his auxiliary bishop, the Right Reverend Agapitus Fon. The bishops have set up a committee to prepare for these celebrations, and it's going to be a centenary year. So we're going to take something like 9 to 12 months to do those celebrations. As a matter of fact, on the 29th of June this year, we're going to launch the celebrations officially. Launch the celebration officially at a place which is called Fujwa in Fundong Parish, in the Com area of our Archdiocese. Fujwa is a place where the first 6 missionaries, the Sacred Heart Fathers, arrived and celebrated the first Mass in June 1913. I celebrated the first Mass in Fujwa in Fundong Parish in June 1913. And so we are going back to the beginnings. We are going back to Fujwa, where we are trying to erect a big shrine which will be inaugurated on that day when we are launching the centenary celebrations formally. A lot of preparations have been going on. First of all, we started with a prayer. As they say, unless the Lord builds the house, those who try to build it, they labor in vain. So we started with a prayer for the centenary, and we have been saying that prayer for the past 6 months, praying that the Lord will help us do these celebrations in a very fruitful manner. To begin with, we want the celebrations to be something really spiritual. It will be something which is going to rekindle our faith. The faith which those missionaries brought to us in 1913. We really want to reconfirm our faith, rekindle our faith. And so we have started with revising our doctrine, the doctrine of the Church. There's a greater effort, especially this time that we also know we are also celebrating the year of the faith declared by the Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI. So we are very, very busy trying to revise our doctrine. We have been trying to deepen our faith by revising the doctrine, especially the sacraments, the 7 sacraments. We teach them in schools, we go to the Christian communities, we go to the small Christian communities which we have in our parishes, and we go to the religious groups and associations, and we're trying to deepen our faith that way by teaching the Catechism of the Catholic Church, deepening our knowledge of the sacraments which we have in our church. And that is the spiritual preparation leading up to the big celebrations which we are going to have. As I say, on the 29th of June this year, June 2013, we're starting with a big launching in Fujwa, which is in Fundong Parish in Centenary. It is an archdiocesan affair, and so all our bishops, with the people who are going to be invited, especially the bishops of our province, with all our Christians, are going to be there. As I said, Fujwa is actually the cradle of our faith in this archdiocese, because in June 1913, there were 6 missionaries, Sacred Heart missionaries, who came there. They came from Sittard in the Netherlands, but they set sail on the 5th of November 1912 from Hamburg in Germany. They arrived in Cameroon, and that was on the 30th of November. But the people who came, the missionaries who came to our part of the country, were in Kumbu, in Shisong to be precise. They were in Kumbu on the Christmas 1912. That is where they first settled, in Kumbu. But it's interesting that about 6 months after that, they came down to Fujwa in Njinikom Dineri, which is actually then the territory which covers the Archdiocese of Bamenda. So they entered the Archdiocese of Bamenda. Now what we have at the Archdiocese of Bamenda, they were there in June 1913. So we are starting then with the centenary year from this June 2013, and we are going to end with a big celebration in the cathedral in Mancon in May 2014. So as I said, we are trying to do it as a centenary year. What are the activities involved? As I said, we want to make it really spiritual. So we are praying to God that will help us. You see, we want to build the house on a firm foundation. So we are asking God in our prayers to help us have this firm foundation. We started with the centenary prayer, which we have been saying for the past 6 months, and will continue till 2014. Then our bishops issued a pastoral letter on this celebration, telling us what to do, helping us to prepare ourselves well. The next thing is that we want to deepen our faith. If we are celebrating anything, we are celebrating the fact that they brought the faith to us 100 years ago. So we want to deepen that faith. We want to deepen our knowledge of the sacraments. We want to deepen our knowledge of the catechism of the Catholic Church. We want to deepen our knowledge about the things that we believe in. So there's an intensification of doctrine at all levels in our parishes, in the small Christian communities, in the associations, and in our churches, an intensification of the teaching of Christian doctrine. Then we are going to try also to have retreats so that we can also prepare ourselves spiritually. We are going to have retreats in our mission stations. We are going to have retreats in our parishes. We are going to have retreats in our Catholic institutions and in the groups that exist in our church, all in a bid to prepare ourselves spiritually for this celebration. After Fujwa, we are going to get back to what we call the deaneries of our archdiocese. We have 6 deaneries in the Archdiocese of Bamenda. So at deanery level, we are going to have this celebration so that it should get back to the grassroots. So we'll have these celebrations. It is expected that in all of those deaneries, we'll have spiritual preparation for the celebration, which will end eventually in May 2014. There is also a financial aspect of preparation. So our bishops exalted us that we need money to carry out all the projects and the preparations that we have. So every Christian is exalted to chip in 1,000 francs minimum, so that we can use it to do the preparations. But the major thing about the financial aspect is that we are thinking of upgrading our Archdiocesan Hospital, St. Blaise, which is in Big Mancon, upgrading it to a full-fledged referral hospital for internist treatment. So all the financial contributions that we'll have this year, this centenary year, 75% of that amount is going to go in building up our hospital, St. Blaise, which is in Mancon. And it's only 25% that amount that we are going to use to see what we can do, for the running of the centenary activities. So we want to dedicate, as far as finances are concerned, the contributions that we have from our Christians, we want to dedicate 75% of that amount for the health care. I mean, it is explained that, the church is also concerned about the health of its citizens. So we are trying to see whether we can upgrade that St. Blaise Hospital into a referral hospital for internists, for diseases which deal with internal disorders. The centenary celebration concerns all of us, all the sons and daughters of the Archdiocese of Bamenda. Not only those who are at home, we are thinking about those who are out in the diaspora. It concerns all of us. We are not only asking them, give us financial support. No, that's not what we need. Their moral support. We need their prayers. Everybody, all hands on deck. As a matter of fact, the preparatory committee is concerned with identifying our sons and daughters out in the diaspora. Those in Europe, those in the Americas, those everywhere, in other countries in Africa, and things like that. We are concerned with identifying them to let them know that it's a great event coming up in our Archdiocese. A once-in-a-lifetime event, as a matter of fact, because I'm sure those of us who are about 10 years and above, will never celebrate another centenary of the faith in our Archdiocese. So we are calling on everybody to come in, with your moral support, with your prayers for the success of this event and everything. And why not? We are also calling on them, to help us. They can also help us financially, materially, so that this event should be a great event in the history of the church in our Archdiocese. As a matter of fact, we intend to send out invitations to them, let them come home, especially during the peak celebrations, and join their brothers and sisters, their parents back at home here, so that we should celebrate this great event in our Archdiocese. We are really looking forward to that and things like that. I mean, these are people who owe a lot to their home. The seeds of the faith were sown in them back here at home. So we expect that, we're calling on them to come back and join their brothers and sisters, join their parents, so that we can have this big celebration, make it a real success. I know we have been moving around, we do visit, we do go out of the country, and I personally know that back in the United States, in most countries in Europe, Germany, Italy, England, all those things, there are big Cameroon Catholic communities there, and I usually really admire what sons and daughters are doing out there, in deepening their faith and their attachment to the church. We are actually calling on them. They had the seeds of Christianity back at home here, and that's why they are doing so well out there. We are calling on them to come back, especially during the peak celebration of this centenary, which is coming out, to be precise, on the 16th of May 2014. It's coming up on the 16th of May 2014 in Bamenda, that they can come back. come back even with their friends. You know, the church is universal. You know, they can come back with their friends, invite their friends to come back and join us to celebrate. So I would like to tell them the appointment is on the 16th of May 2014 for the big celebration of the centenary.